soup.
Yeah. Soup.
Yeah, it's like, sure, I'm sure that's definitely soup in there.
It's really soup. Yep. Uh-huh.
Oh. Did I was in the feud and now it says I'm... Oh, no.
Oh, really? I probably just need to refresh. Yeah, a little refresh. I saw you logged in early. Yeah. Reload. Here you go.
Okay, there
Reloading.
we go.
I even brought my cards to Vegas, Scott. The cards I read from.
What?
That's how much I planned ahead right there.
Dude is prepared, you guys.
Prepared.
Big time preparation.
Prepared.
All right, here we go. Let's do this thing. Video going, audio ready. Okay, cool. Here we go. It starts in 3, 2, 1.
As you saw in today's story, people can change.
Right, Tila. Sibylline had always been an evil sorceress, but she was able to change her ways for the better.
I don't want to talk about my back door.
The Morning Stream. I live, I love, I slay, and I am content.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to TMS. It's the morning stream for Monday, June 24th, 2024. We got a couple 2024s in there. The 24. Woo!
24.
Yeah! Perfect time for one of us to be in Las Vegas. Hello, Brian Ibbott.
Oh, hello, Scott Johnson. I am in Las Vegas, as a matter of fact, for celebrating the 24th of 2024.
Yeah, it's a big day for the world. No, not really. It's just an average day, I think.
Big day for, I was going to say Kiefer Sutherland, but I probably shouldn't because of the whole 24 thing.
Yeah, I think about that.
But he's probably got other things on his mind about,
Probably. The good news is we did not mention Donald Sutherland lately on the show at all. It's not our fault.
I don't think we did. Yeah, not since Backdraft, I think. I think.
It's been a while, guys.
So we can't be blamed.
No, but he was great, and we'll miss his fine talents and work. I don't know what the deal was with the newer prequel to the Hunger Games. I'm assuming he wasn't involved because it's like a major prequel. I don't know.
Correct, and you see a young person playing him. In that you do get the Snow, not origin story, but you get an early Snow. Basically.
You get pre-Snow or pre-Snow.
Pre-Snow.
Powder. He's like powder. It's not packed or icy
That's
yet.
right. It's sleet.
Sleet. Oh my gosh. Well, it's good to see you. I guess you're having a good time. You must be. You're in Vegas.
Yeah. We let's see. So far we've not done. I was telling a couple of tadpoolers that we met up with at the concert last night, Jay and Natalie. You know Jay and Natalie from TMS Vegas. Jay, they work out here, live out here. He works for Southwest, and she works for Venetian Palazzo area. And they're saying, "What are you doing this trip?" And I said, "So far, whatever we want." Like the concert last night was the only thing we really had on the schedule, and it's kind of the vacation I need after coming here for TMS Vegas, where I've got to go make sure this thing's going. Oh, let's get everybody over here. Hey, we got, has anybody talked to this group yet? We need to make sure that they know we're coming now and that sort of thing. Yeah. This is like, you know what? Let's go get some verbenas. Sounds great. We walk over there and get some verbenas, or let's.
Everything can be that. It can all be just random freaking whatever you feel like doing in the moment. That's a really great way to treat Vegas anyway, if you can do it.
Yeah. It is the perfect way to balance out the fun and madness of TMS Vegas with this. It's like great, perfect.
Yeah. Not too long after, but also it's like 1,000 degrees. So how are you handling the heat there?
If you add up the amount of time that I have spent outside, and most rideshare pickups now are in garages or inside. Maybe not air conditioning, but certainly not just outside in the heat. I've probably spent over the last 3 days that I've been here, 15 minutes outside.
Oh, wow. That's not much.
We walked. Yeah, we were staying in Harrah's, and we're like, hey, let's go across the street and, say one last goodbye to the Mirage. my third goodbye to the Mirage. And so walked over there. That was maybe 5 minutes outdoors from one to the other. We walked over to the Cosmopolitan, But everything else has been like popping from one casino to another if we change casinos.
Oh, right. And so you went. So let me get this straight. You stayed in Harrah's to start with. You've moved casinos since then.
Correct. Yeah, Harrah's the first 2 nights because I had one of the people we were with, a guy named Cooch, is a friend of Chris Brown's. His wife goes to Atlantic City all the time, and they have a Caesars property out there, and she earns tons and tons and tons of points, enough to where she and Cooch got their own room, and then Chris Brown and I shared another room for free. So basically, we had 2 comped rooms.
Nice.
And so hell yes, I'll stay somewhere for free. Even Harrah's.
It's
okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's better than Circus or some shit like that. You're good.
Better than Circus. And so yesterday afternoon, I moved all my stuff down here because I've got 2 free comp nights here, and just paying resort fees. And you know what? I will say this: the bed. Like I think this is a recently redone room. I'm only on the 4th floor though, so I don't have anything where I overlook the inside of the pyramid like I normally do, like way up high. 4th floor, it's like, okay, I'm just above the deli. But the bed, incredibly comfortable. Slept like a baby last night.
Nice. And
the shower has enough water pressure that that I just sat in there for a while like I was getting a massage. I was like, oh, this is great. I'm not moving.
Who owns Luxor now?
Luxor is MGM Properties still.
Okay. Because what I heard was MGM was doing a across-the-board renovation of anything that was older than a certain amount of time. They were doing brand new rooms. So I'll bet we're finally seeing that improvement there. Because for a while there, things were a little bit rough at the Luxor. It wasn't great.
They were, yeah. It was a really poorly ventilated hotel, so it smelled smoky everywhere you went in here.
Yeah.
And then there were just like, old kind of gross carpeting and weird wall stuff, like wallpaper or paint just looked really bad and bubbling in places from humidity, from bathroom steam, stuff like that. But this, I could take a picture of this room and show it to you, and you'd be like, I would never guess this was at the Luxor unless I included this giant slanty window to my left. But,
everything makes it look like you're living in an attic when you stay there. It's just all
it does, like
attic.
We just pushed over Greg Brady's bed, and I'm crashing up here.
Oh my gosh, that's a good reference. So how was the concert? You went last night, I guess.
Yeah. So concert was at the Fontainebleau, the brand new hotel, opened in November.
Fancy.
It was fancy. God, my God, that place is so nice. And I think they call it the Bleau Theater, or Bleau Veneau, or something like that. They put blue on everything. BLEAU. Bleh. It was like walking into a fancy, like a town's fancy performing arts center complex, like where you've got, where you go see a play or you go see an opera or that sort of thing. Like, stairs to the mezzanine and the orchestra box and that sort of thing. Gorgeous, brand new theater. And it was Elvis Costello and the Imposters, which is basically Elvis Costello attractions with the addition of a new bass player and Charlie Sexton, who is now as much a part of the Elvis Costello band as ever. And then Daryl Hall was the headliner. Currently embroiled in a legal battle with Oates.
Why is he headlining when you have Elvis Costello right there? You know what I mean?
I don't know. And here's the funny thing: Elvis Costello, I think, played for an hour and a half. I didn't look at the time, but pretty much 16, 17 songs. Chat, lots of banter with the audience. He is an incredible showman. And then Daryl Hall comes out and does 12 songs. I don't even know if he did all 12 songs last night because he was having problems with the sound guy to the point where, he's up there. I can't hear a fucking thing. I guess I just did kind of swear. I was like going to try and bleep myself out, and I tried to leave out the F sound, but my pause just sounded like I said the word anyway.
Yeah, well, you're in Vegas. It's what happened.
Allowed.
Yeah, let it go.
Exactly.
We're fine.
Exactly. I can't hear it. effing thing for these monitors. It all sounds flat as a damn pancake. And he's yelling, and he's like, while he's playing piano, and across the stage, backstage is the stagehand that he's looking at and talking to, and he's gesturing and like making hand signals to do stuff. And it's we're thinking he might have cut his set short because he was so ticked off.
You think he may have left early? Interesting.
He may have. There were I can't think of a Hallin Oates song that he, of all their major ones that he didn't do. Sarah Smile and Private Eyes. That song in the 80s where they tried to warn us of the dangers of private eyes watching you.
Oh, yeah. Well, they didn't want you to, get caught with your pants down and know that there was somebody out there privately looking at you. Yeah.
That song really could be updated. It needs to be updated with any one of 100 conspiracy groups and organizations. The NSA, they're watching you. They see you, or whatever. But what else? You Make My Dreams Come True, Maneater, Rich Girl.
So they have. Do they both have the rights to just play their Hallin Oates catalog?
Yeah, okay. because all of those songs are co-written and co-attributed to the two of them, and that's where the legal battle is kind of not really hinging on, but stems from, is that Oates wanted to sell the rights to those songs. Or maybe it's Hall wanted to sell the rights. There was a battle with selling the catalog, the Hallin Oates catalog, as you see a lot of bands doing these days.
Yeah.
And then also something about which songs Oates is allowed to perform without Hall.
Oh. Well, he has to be there for some of them. That's weird.
I think so. Yeah. It's I've already forgotten. I read the article about, I get the Hollywood Reporter or whatever, and I read the article about it, and I understood at the time. Yeah, I've already forgotten all that. I can't remember what that. But,
interesting. I'm trying to find a breakdown of the dispute, but I can't
paraphrasing
find
it or something. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's got a real succinct version of it. It's very weird.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. So I've got a little audio and video of Daryl Hall. That you sent. So let's play a little bit for the chat. This is. Right here, everybody. Let's get a little volume going here. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Here's my thought about this. He's not so much singing as he is forcing words out while he shakes his head to sound like he's got I can't explain it. It's weird.
He's beeping, basically, is what he's doing. He's like there were times during the songs where basically Daryl Hall was, if you wanna be free, all you got to do is bang song.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting that vibe out of it. That's a bummer.
It was really bizarre, and he looks right now. I thought it's possible he might be drunk. I'm not 100% sure, but he looks like. He looks like one of the old Will Forte characters from SNL, the guy who would show up at somebody's bar mitzvah or their wedding and take the microphone and get really close. Yes, I want to tell you a little story about how I met the bride and groom.
Yeah. I forgot about that dude. I think, by the way, your mic is buried in man chest hair or something.
It is buried. It was, yes. I was my flailing around covered my microphone. Better now?
Yeah, way better now.
Okay, good.
So chat, here's the Will Forte photo that Brian also sent me. I'd forgotten this was even a thing, but that is very much that vibe. Yeah.
It's very much that vibe.
Yeah.
But
was it okay? Let me just ask you this. So I heard a bunch of this too because we had a party here for Nick and B and a bunch of their friends. Kind of they never got to have a real formal wedding type thing. Mm-hmm. So they all came here and hung out and did a whole thing. And so the whole story about this kid I met who's got 950,000 followers on TikTok.
Oh yeah, I saw you tweet about that. Yeah,
it's just a very odd conversation with everybody. But anyway, during it we played a bunch of 80s music, and for whatever reason, lots of Hallin Oates would pop up in these playlists.
Sure.
And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I have a very specific memory of when that song was popular or when this happened or whatever, and it's a good vibe, and, I enjoy it. It's fun. Did you find that to be the case with him, or was it weird, or what?
It's cool seeing those songs live and singing with a full band. He, even with the beeping, with his weird singing, there were times that he's, the Daryl Hall voice came out, and at the time, man, in the 80s, Daryl Hall, maybe one of the best voices in pop music at the time. Yeah. Certainly one of the best male voices in pop music at the time.
One of the most recognizable, for sure. You'd hear it and go,
one of the most recognizable, incredible vocal control, great range, falsetto for a lot of it. But still a great, every time you go away, like he did that song last night too. Hallin Oates, the original, Paul Young, the cover. And he sounds amazing at times last night in the concert. And I think, how sometimes when we get issues where there's like a half a second delay in what we hear monitoring in our headphones when we're singing or the rest of the band, that might be why he didn't sound good at other times during the show, is that what he was hearing was really throwing him off. And you've even said, like, if you have any delay in what you hear of your own voice monitoring,
that's the worst.
You tend to stall and slow things down to where you sound drunk.
Yeah.
And
maybe there
might have been some of that.
The fact that he was complaining to the sound dude probably lends credence to that. So
boy, somebody, and there, if you're a sound engineer and you're looking for a job, I'm guessing there's an opening on the Daryl Hall tour right now. I think you could probably get a job.
Yeah.
Seeing Jay and Natalie last night, hanging out with Barry. We're going to go do trivia with James and Svet tonight. We're going to go have noodles for lunch with Mitsula today. Maybe even go check out the Pinball Hall of Fame.
Nothing wrong with that.
Haven't been there in a while.
Sure.
Didn't get to go out there when we were here for TMS Vegas. Just been a really good trip so far.
That's
Gambling,
great.
It maybe hasn't been so great, but again, you take what you expect you take what you expect not to bring back when you bring cash for Vegas.
Yeah. Plus, you got another day and a half to fix that. Maybe you'll
yes.
Maybe you'll make bank.
Or lose more. Yeah, one of the two.
One of those two things are happening, and if the odds are any indication, perhaps the former, not the latter.
Exactly. Actually, what's been good for me is betting on Edmonton in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So, got one last bet I'm going to put on Edmonton tonight to win it all. And
I think they got it.
I think so too. What an incredible rally to come back from a 3-0. They could have lost everything in Game 4, and they've rallied back with Games 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah,
and
it's awesome.
So I'm hoping their momentum carries them through to the Stanley Cup. Sorry, Florida.
Yeah, sorry. You guys are fine. We don't not like you in Florida, all right? But a certain collection of Florida men will probably not win. Right. Brian, I got a very, very, very funny, at least I think this story's funny, to tell you real quick before we get that away in here. This is so funny to me. This is just last night. Last night, me, Kim, Carter, and Alicia, all the Johnsons.
Yeah.
Her last name is Johnson, Carter's friend, Alicia Johnson. Anyway, we all get in the car and we're like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go get dipped cones.
Oh, yeah.
Like we used to do when they were kids. Like, Carter, remember this when you were like 5? Yeah. We get you a dip cone? And she's like, yeah, let's do it. So we get in the car and we go to get dip cones. And we're getting the drive up, and this place is called Arctic Circle. And if you're a local, you'll know what that is. I think there may be regional. I don't know.
That's right. Usually paired with a green burrito place, right? Aren't they? Isn't it usually in the same building, or am I thinking of something else that's usually the two together?
Maybe they are in some places. I don't know. Now that you say it, you might be right. I usually see them alone, but the one we went to was alone. Okay. And they have like soft serve, twist cones, all this kind of stuff, and burgers and all that. But we just go for the cones. So we went in there, and we get in line, or in the drive up there, and it's one of those drive ups where I hear a guy's voice who says, "Welcome to Brewer. Don't forget about our serve. Make sure you order when you're ready." And then immediately a girl goes, "Hi, order when you're ready."
Right. Yes.
So
they push a little button that's recording.
Yeah. Which always weirds me out. But anyway, that's all fine. Kim says, yeah, just a second. And then she asks everybody what we're doing, and we all decide. And she goes, okay, I'm looking for this, this, and this, and this. And the girl goes, okay. Is there anything else? And then she goes, no, we're good. And she goes, 9/11. Like that.
Oh, for a price.
For a price. For a price. But our first thought, of course, is what your first thought was like this sad retelling of one of the most memorable moments in American history, 9/11, right?
Oh my God, yeah.
So we pull up to the thing, and it gets better because I'm laughing about it. I'm like, oh man, what a sad, never forget all this stuff.
Yeah.
And we get up to the window, and she opens the window and she starts handing out the ice cream. Or no, before she does that, she does it again. She goes, and in the saddest voice, she goes, 9/11 again. And Kim starts to hand her cash, and she goes, oh, wait, you had the 3 cones, right? Or the 4 cones, whatever. How many are there? 4? She goes, you have the 4 cones, right? And she goes, yeah. And she goes, 9/11 again. and so we're all trying not to laugh, like idiots.
Yeah.
But we get the whole thing done and leave and laugh for the next 10 minutes about this weird exchange. Like it was, I can't explain what the deal was. I don't know why she was saying 9/11 so sad. Maybe she's in on the joke and she's actually doing that on purpose. She never showed an outward appearance of it though. She never cracked. She never broke. She just looked sad.
Yeah. So here's what I'd be tempted to do is go back around through the drive-thru and just order some fries and see if she says 318.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we should have done. You know what? I'm going to find her again. I'm going to do this. Even though I've screwed up the experiment because it's a different day. Maybe she's in a better mood. I've screwed it up. But you were absolutely correct. And Carter would eat those fries. She likes fries. We could have gone back through and said, yeah, we'd like to order fries. And she would have gone, 311. Or maybe she would have went, amber is the color of your energy.
That's right. Exactly.
But anyway, it was
original. You get to come original.
It was such a riot. I was like, when we got done, I went, this order was her 311. We just kept having these jokes. Right, and I know it's a horrible national tragedy, but we couldn't help laugh, okay? All right. Also, we got a little closer to the mystery. This is not about Brian's mystery girl. We're back to an old mystery, the carbonated meat mystery. I got a thread from somebody who has a theory, and this is the closest we've gotten because this sounds close.
Okay.
This thing reads like this. The person says their husband made it once, but the image, I'll put it up on
Oof, yeah, this is gross.
The deal.
Yeah.
It is sound gross, right? But I think this may have been what I had. And so I find
Really? Okay.
This
All
might have been it. But it's called Beef Fizz. Chad, I'll pull it up here so you can see it. Oops, that's way too big. Let's scroll down. Okay, so Beef Fizz is 2 cans condensed beef broth, 1 cup chilled ginger ale, 2 tablespoons lemon juice. You combine the ingredients and pour over ice in a glass. 6 to 8 servings is what it'll do. That may be what I had. Now, I thought there was like a solidness to the beef.
Yeah. You might have had just...
It may have just been this, beef flavored fizz or something.
Fizzy beef juice.
It does sound gross.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Anyway, this is... I just felt like, we're making progress, and I would share the progress with the listeners.
Whatever gets us closer to a resolution on that while we hopefully... while I work on getting a resolution to the mystery girl, I have been watching Silicon Valley. I'm halfway through season 2. My God, I had forgotten how much I love this show. The actors that they have for this thing. Obviously, you've got, and I'm not going to remember anybody's name, Thomas Middleditch and Camille Nanjiani and Martin Starr. Fantastic. The dude from Deadpool who plays his buddy, the bartender buddy of his, he kind of has a Jason Lee vibe to him, but he's not Jason Lee.
Isn't that that's not Middleditch? That's the other guy. That's the guy that Deadpool hates now.
T.J. Miller.
T.J. Miller. That's the one that what's his name won't work with anymore. He can't stand him.
Ryan Reynolds won't work with him anymore.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's in the new movie or not. I can't remember, but I saw an interview about it, and Apparently, that was like an ugly deal. They hated each other's freaking guts.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah.
Huh.
Which is hilarious because I think they have great chemistry in those movies. So
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, apparently he's from Denver, TJ Miller. Went to East High School. Huh.
Oh, nice. Little homegrown, maybe a dick, but homegrown, you know?
Apparently maybe a dick. I did not know that. Wow. All right.
I mean, maybe it was a joint dickery. I don't know. I have no idea. Well, that's cool. And that's I was going to say something about that. Forgot what it was. Oh, I've never watched that series in full, so I appreciate the reminder. I need to watch it.
Yeah, you need to watch that. I think I might well, obviously there's something else that I want to recommend this week as soon as the final episode comes out Tuesday, but Silicon Valley might be a future recommendal of mine because it's really, really good.
Nice. I'll tell you what else is good. Bringing Dunaway in here and playing a game.
That's right.
Yep, we're going to do it. We got to pull him in. Oh, for some reason the thing's weird again. Says, yeah, the boxes aren't showing for me like usual. It just says our names
let me see.
Exit button.
Oh, I need to reload again.
That's weird.
If I leave this thing sitting too long, apparently...
it times out or something? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Should be really good.
Excellent. Let's find out if Dunaway can handle it. Brian Dunaway joins us all the way from South Carolina. Hello, Brian. How are you?
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian. How's it going?
Real good.
Good, man. How are
good.
you?
Oh, you sound remote, Ibbott.
I am
Hi.
remote. I'm distant and remote, Brian. My wife was right.
Did you finally get kicked out? You at the Days Inn, are you?
I am. I'm at the sad single bachelor hotel.
I love it. He's in Vegas and he's living it up, man. He's having a happy week.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
The whole reason we did like 6 episodes of Film Sack back to back.
Man,
Brian,
I can't be putting threads of information together like.
Yeah. What are you?
Keeping things in my head.
Yeah, what are you supposed to be, a smart guy or something? Jeez.
Get out of here.
I still show the things. Oh, maybe I have to reset it. Hold on.
Oh yeah, you refresh because it should be good now.
Okay.
It's fresh. It's so fresh.
Oh yeah, it did work. Okay, we're good.
Right,
hey everybody, we're gonna play a game. Brian, why don't you explain how this works and who we're playing for and that sort of stuff?
Well, sure. Welcome to the Morning Half-Asses, a trivia game where I'm actually going to be giving the two of you the answers. I'm going to give Scott and Brian a category and 6 possible answers, 3 of which are correct, and 3, like that sound guy at the Fountain Blue, are incorrect. Depending on how confident you feel with the category, you can provide 1, 2, or 3 guesses. But if you get any wrong, you get 0 points for that round. You get 1 right gets you a point, 2 right gets you 3 points, and 3 right gets you 5 points. We're going to add up all the points after 3 rounds. The winner is going to win a prize for their contestant. And who are these contestants, you may ask? Well, I will tell you, Scott, you're going to be playing for Julia in Cincinnati.
Oh, nice. Julia. Hi, Julia from Cincinnati. I hope I win for you today.
And Brian, you're going to be playing for Mike, Geek Daddy-O in Somerset, New Jersey.
Yes. Oh, hi, Geek Daddy-O, and I hope I win for you today.
Oh, very good. And we'll talk about what those the winning prizes are after we get to our game here. Once again, I'm going to be giving you a category and 6 answers. Let's start with this first one because I know how much you love sports. So we're just let's rip this Band-Aid off quick and get it out of the way. All right, your question number 1. Tennis players who won a career Grand Slam in singles play. So... the career Grand Slam where they win all 4. I think it's all 4 of the major competitions, the Opens and the Wimbledon and all that. Andre Agassi, Monica Seles, Serena Williams, Maria Sharapova, Pete Sampras, and Yvonne Lendl are your choices. Pick 3 of those. Brian, Scott has already locked
3,
in.
but only the names that I've actually heard before. These other people are kind of...
Makes me think one of those weird... See, I only did 2 because I am sure one of the third choices should be one of the weird names, and I just don't know who. So
Did you just unzip your hip pouch?
I just unzipped my whatchamacallit?
Your
glasses.
Vegas wallet?
It's
my
pants.
glasses.
Pouch?
My Murse.
Yeah, your Murse.
Yeah, I got you.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
So it's definitely not the hip pouch you keep on the front side when you keep the wallet in and make sure that you can reach in there. No,
That's right. No, it's definitely not. But boy, good to know this microphone is so good at picking that stuff up.
Oh, it picks up everything. All the farts
That's
I've
great.
heard already. It's amazing.
Oh, shoot. I was hoping I could get away with those. All right. Well, look at this. You guys both You guys both picked Andre Agassi, or Agassi. Andre Agassi, Agassi, is correct. And Andre Agassi did win the career Grand Slam. Serena Williams. You guys both also chose Serena Williams.
Oh, shit.
And Scott only picked 2. Oh, go ahead.
Shit.
Serena Williams also won the career Grand Slam in singles play. So far, so good for both of you. Maria, Brian, you additionally chose Maria Sharapova.
Right.
I am happy to say that.
Yeah.
Brian gets a 5 on that one.
Yeah.
And is it just because are you just saying you didn't recognize Monica Seles, Pete Sampras, or Yvonne Lindell's names? What is the...
That's the only name I didn't know was Maria Sharapova. I didn't know her name.
Monica Seles, I was like, when you said it, I was like, oh, I know that name. When I read it, I was like, I don't know who the hell that is. And also Pete Sampras as well. I was like, what is that, Pete Sampras? Who is that? I don't know who that is.
Wow, you got lucky, dude.
You really did.
Totally.
Yeah. You were smart not to pick the 3 names that begin and end with the same letter. So well done.
Did you do that? No, okay.
I didn't do that intentionally. All right, let's get to question number 2. Scott's in a little bit of a deficit here.
Yeah.
Score is 5-3 going into question 2, which I don't think I've ever seen before. Number 2, countries with flags consisting of 2 horizontal stripes. So which of these countries has a flag that has 2 horizontal stripes? Gotcha? Not 3. So I know the ones, I know you could say, well, if it's got 7 stripes, doesn't that mean it also has 2 stripes, Brian? But no.
That's argumentative.
Yeah, I do. Just 2 stripes, basically, is what we're looking for here. Your choices are Poland, Belgium, Indonesia, Ukraine, Thailand, and Malaysia.
Oh my gosh, I think I know at least 2 of these again, but I gotta play hard here.
I failed on Flag Day.
What's my third? Maybe do. I don't know. I gotta go for it. I don't know.
Oh no, I'm just racking my brain trying to remember.
All right, you both settled on Poland. Poland has a white horizontal stripe and a red horizontal stripe. Very good.
Thank you.
That was the only one I think I can even envision. All the rest of them are like dots and blurs to my head.
Right. Scott, you also chose Ukraine, and I appreciate the fact that you've got the memory of this year and last year where everything had that yellow and blue horizontal stripe. So very good.
Yep.
Absolutely. Good. Ukraine, also correct.
Yeah.
And you almost stayed there.
Shit!
And then you chose Belgium.
Perfect. Nailed it.
Which has 3 vertical stripes, black, yellow, and red.
Oh, vertical.
Damn it.
The other one is Indonesia.
You were looking at it sideways.
Indonesia basically is the Poland flag upside down. It's red on top, white on the bottom. Thailand has red, white, blue, white, red, so 5 stripes. And then Malaysia, very similar to the U.S. flag with a bunch of red and white stripes and then a blue rectangle in the corner, but theirs has a moon and a star in it.
Very American.
That is a busy flag.
Malaysia's is a busy flag.
Who's that flag that looks, if you do the wrong emoticon, it looks like an American flag, but it's not. It's like Armenian or some other thing like that. But anyway, what you do is you watch out for social media accounts that post a bunch of flags and act like they're like super patriotic, but then you find out later they did the little Armenian flag or some other flag.
Accidentally chose the Armenian flag. Yeah.
Love that. True patriots, Brian. True patriots.
That's right. True patriots.
I feel like I need to study flags now. I feel quite the deficit.
Yeah, whatever. You're 3 points ahead, butthole. You're going to kill me here today.
I don't know. We still got one more.
Still got one more. Let's get to it. And let's look at your history. History and inventions. Which of these inventions were patented before 1900? So we've got air conditioning, neon lights, stainless steel, ballpoint pen, dishwasher, and machine gun. 3 of those were patented before 1900. 3 of them were patented after.
Holy shit.
I know. These all feel right and wrong all at the same time.
They totally do.
My brain is going.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think I know 2, but for me to even compete here, I got to go 3 at the least. I don't think I can win, can I?
I mean, if you get 2 right,
Yeah.
You tie if Brian gets any
3.
wrong.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
true.
You got
That's
it.
true.
You have a
That's
good
true.
chance. Mm-hmm.
All right,
and
I'm
I did
locking
not-
in with these.
Okay, and I
Okay.
did not bring a tiebreaker, so let's hope I don't need it.
Yeah, we'll find out if it's Scott giving it's close
That's
to
right.
tie-breaking.
I was going to say, it wouldn't lock in. I was getting scared.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, no.
Okay, all right, Brian locked in. You guys both like gravitated right to machine gun right away. 1884, the machine gun. Yeah, pre 1900. Very good.
Yeah.
I figured I'd be around for a while if people were walking around with Tommy guns during the 20s, right?
Yeah, but I always
Right.
I always assume that in the old westerns where they pull the tarp off the back of a wagon and there's like I assume that's what that is, but I don't actually
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Scott, you also said stainless steel as your second choice.
Yeah.
Stainless steel patented in 1913.
Oh,
Yeah, dishwasher, 1887, ballpoint pen, 1888, air conditioning, 1902, neon lights, 1910, and stainless steel, 1913. So congratulations to Brian Dunaway.
I should have gone hard on that because I saw dishwasher and ballpoint pen and thought, here's how my brain worked. I thought those sounded right, but then I thought Brian never stacks 3 in a column. So that's the mistake I made. Is I had a pattern problem. I thought there's no way he'd do that, so it must be one on the other side, at least one of them. Ugh, freaking
Yeah. Sometimes the cards I get have them stacked on a column.
bastard. All right, Dunaway, you won. How do you feel? How do you feel about that? Are you gonna be cocky about it all weekend and just ruin my life?
No, not at all. I mean, because you beat me last week, it felt good. It felt good to be back on top.
All right.
Well, Brian, Mike Geek Daddy in Somerset, New Jersey is going to be getting a copy on Steam courtesy of Nighttime Visions. He's going to be getting Guidebook of Babel and Knights of Honor 2, Sovereign, I guess is what it's called. Sovereign. But, Julian Cincinnati, you're getting a copy of Stray Gods on Steam. So everybody going home a winner.
Yeah, Stray Gods is good.
Watch out for those Stray Gods.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of gave her the best of the 3 games, but anyway.
That's what Scott always says.
Yeah, that's what I say. I'll tell you what else I say. On Wednesday, you'll be joining us again. Missed it last week because of the holiday, but you'll be back, and we'll compete once again with a live listener for another edition of the Tadpooley Feud. So we look forward to that. Brian will be home by then as well, so all back to normal on Wednesday. Dunaway, is there anything you'd like to say in your offense or defense today before you leave?
Micro Center, get with it, buddy. You can't just abandon products just because you get bored.
Oh, that Atari Fight Stick thing. Is that the deal?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm bummed about that too. I always wanted one, and if they would have stuck with it longer, I'd have one. But I missed the window, the little tiny window.
Little tiny windows that you can't see through, all fogged up.
Are you trying to
breath.
Are you trying to do a repair or something, or what's the deal?
I was just wanting to. Yeah, I was. It comes with an Atari SD card, and my SD card is defunct. It's broke, which SD cards happen. And so I'm like, can I get can I get another one? Can I get some kind of support? Can I download it again? Nope.
Nothing.
They haven't responded to anything since like 2022.
Well, they're poops. I say they're poops. Well, I feel bad about that, but also I feel really good about today's performance. You've really shown us the kind of man you are.
No.
You. There it is, chat. That's the fight
Very
stick.
good.
That thing is cool. And if you look in the center of that Atari logo, that's a trackball, so you could play like proper Missile Command and Centipede and all that shit.
Oh, very cool. Wow.
Yeah. This thing was awesome, and they just disappeared. It was like a hot second, and they went away.
Did you? Oh, I was gonna say, did you put that in our chat? But that's all right.
I'll give it to you. You ready for this?
Yeah, I want to see this thing. Yeah.
Look at this thing right here.
Show me what I missed by Micro Center being dicks.
There it is. Look at that thing.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. So you got 2-player. You got all the buttons you need for anything, fighting games, not even just Atari games. And then you got a ball right in the center.
Oh my gosh. No Tempest.
Tempest knob. They had a model with a Tempest knob as well. But I
had that one. That's just one of those beanbaggy ones on the bottom. That one I've got.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's right. Anyway, it's still a bummer. They should have. I don't know what the deal was. Probably just the license ran out and they gave up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Still a bummer though. A bummer.
I agree. A bummer. Let's do some other bummer things like some news. It's not really a bummer, but we'll do it. It's time to do the news, and it's brought to you by...
Who was the resident performer at Caesar's Palace from 1967 to 2019? So the same person, right? From all those years.
Yep, all those years straight.
That's crazy.
And right before the pandemic, he bailed, and I will tell you it is a he.
Yeah, I figured it was a he. I have a guess. I'm gonna work my way up there. But I mean, we've had folks like Elton John, who was there for a little while, and Celine Dion, and Jerry Seinfeld had a thing there for a while. I'm gonna guess it is our old friend Wayne Newton is the resident performer.
Let's see if you're correct about your answer. You say Wayne Newton. Is that right?
I say Wayne Newton.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Thanks, Vegas Vacation.
Yeah. He looks very different now because his plastic surgery is copious. Woo!
It is very copious, yeah.
It's too much. Too much.
Yeah.
All right, here's a fun one. This is a little tech-adjacent story. Cheating husband sues Apple after wife discovered deleted messages sent to sex workers.
Oh
no. I feel like this might be a guy who's used to shoving his problems off onto other people a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah, I think maybe the problem isn't his phone.
It says here, Apple is being sued by this guy. The unfaithful husband, who has not been named, but is reportedly a middle-aged man from England. Take that, UK. It ain't us this time. Oh. Claims Apple's, infidelity, I suppose, is an international.
It's international, yeah. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere you look. It says here, claims Apple's lack of transparency over deleted messages led to his wife filing for divorce. He told The Times he had turned to prostitutes in the final years of his marriage and would contact them through the iMessage app on his phone before deleting the text. But the messages were eventually discovered by his wife on the family iMac computer, along with messages going back several years he believed to be wiped. Well, yeah, because they mirror them when it's your account, dumbass.
Exactly. Yes, and
that's
it's
the point.
All in the cloud, and yeah.
Yeah, it's a feature, not a bug. We actually want it there. How else? This stuff Brian sent me last night. Huge pain in the ass if I couldn't just pull it up.
Right, exactly. Right, it's like, oh, well, I've only got this on my phone, so if I want to show this on the stream, I have to hold my phone up to the camera. It's like, no, you've got what do they call it? Not handoff, but basically, yeah, everything is stored in parity on all of your devices.
Yeah. And unfortunately for him, not deleted in parody. His quote is this: "If you are told a message is deleted, you are entitled to believe it is deleted." Okay. He says it's all quite painful and quite raw still. Well, tell us more about your sex life.
Yeah.
It was a very brutal way of finding out for my wife, he says. My thoughts are, if I had been able to talk to her rationally and she had not had such a brutal realization of it, I might still be married. Oh, you think?
Jeez.
You think?
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know, maybe if you wouldn't have gone to sex workers, maybe that would have solved the problem too.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I feel like not cheating on your spouse might have been the trick, you know?
I'm no expert, but the painful and raw, maybe I'm not feeling so bad for you. You know, maybe probably more painful and more raw for your wife than it is this betrayal of Apple to you, sir.
Yeah. And he says, he added this: divorce is an extraordinarily stressful process, and you have children and family dynamics. It's my opinion. It's all because Apple told me my messages were deleted and they weren't. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's all because Apple.
Give me a break, dude. That's lame. That's like blaming your car because it got you to the hotel where you met the hooker. It's like, stop it.
Yeah,
Weirdo.
This guy is in the words of Ehrlich on the Silicon Valley. This guy is a chode guzzling fart toilet.
There you go. Oh, that is some sweet Mike Judge dialogue.
It really is, yeah. And he doesn't. It's not really the word fart, but I'm substituting.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Turns out there's a study. We should have saved this for Bobby. Maybe he'll have a comment on it next week. But monkeys got along better after a hurricane. They were brought together more after an extraordinarily harmful hurricane went ripping through their habitat, and as a result, they're much tighter now. These guys, these are macaque monkeys. who got on better with others in their social groups after this devastating hurricane, according to researchers. They studied the impacts of hurricanes on populations of rheus macaques on the island of Puerto Rico, or just off of Puerto Rico, I should say. Temperatures are often around 40 Celsius, so shade is precious as a resource for the macaques, since tree cover is still far from below pre-hurricane levels. Macaques are also known for being aggressive and competitive, have become more tolerant of one another to access the more scarce shade as the resource sources become smaller. I don't know, maybe this supports my anti-Walking Dead theory. Like, you know what I mean? Like if we, the more advanced ape, we start running out of resources, we either die trying to hoard them all, or we combine our efforts to get the precious resources and survive, you know?
I think if we look back at the pandemic and how when things first initially started, sure, there were the people, arguing about vaccines and arguing about face masks and stuff like that. But for a while there was like a camaraderie that we all had. Even after 9/11, the 9/11 sides. People who'd normally be fighting were like, you know what? We've all gotten through this together. We're one united America, and it just didn't last long. I think after a little while, a sect of these macaque monkeys is going to be posting on Facebook that the hurricane was caused by climate change, and then the other half of the monkeys are going to be arguing that that's not real, that it was an inside job by the mainstream media to get them into trees.
The macaques should watch out because they've got shit coming down there.
It's just gonna come.
The one advantage they have that we don't have, we have an active system of reporting, press, coverage, media, all that.
Right.
That's where we see the switch.
That's where things turn for people.
Yeah. Yes, in my personal life, I didn't see the switch at all. All the good people I knew were still good people. All the people adhering to social distancing or doing their best to protect each other, all that stuff continued. But all we heard about were all the dicks. So I still maintain, I still maintain the good people are the good people. We just hear more about it because that's just the society we live in now.
The bad people are usually louder. Yeah.
Yeah, and the macaques don't have this problem. So hopefully they get their shit together and it's all good, you know?
I hope that A, you're right, but I hope B, we never see it. But see a situation like that where we all kind of have, no way of communicating with each other than people getting messages to the next village over by running over there and trying to avoid zombies. Yeah. But listen, hey, I hope you're right, but I hope we never find out.
Yeah, Brian subscribes to my newsletter, but would prefer not to have it happen at all. And I understand.
Exactly.
That'll do it for today's news. That's all the time she wrote for us to do it in. So we're going to come back in a minute after a song, and we're going to talk to Sleven Schleicher.
Sleven Schleicher.
Old Sleven Schleicher is going to be here to talk about some of the nerdy shit happening over on Major Spoilers. So stick around for that while Brian tells us what song we're playing today.
Yeah. Oh, this is some good stuff. So you're familiar with the band Goldfrapp? Maybe, I hope.
It's familiar.
Electronic-y music and really cool instrumentals. The co-creator of the band Goldfrapp, a guy named Will Gregory, has formed another band called the Will Gregory Moog Ensemble, M-O-O-G Ensemble. And their debut album, Heat Ray, the Archimedes project, just came out this last weekend on Mute Records. And this album was inspired by Archimedes' work, and this was all performed on analog synths with the BBC National Orchestra of Wales. Really, really cool stuff. This is just a taste of it. You're going to get a little bit of this right now. The song is called Buoyancy Theory, and I guess it's just about water displacement and measuring and stuff like that in audio form. But here are the Will Gregory Moog Ensemble and Buoyancy Theory.
What did medieval English sound like? Our Father that art in heavenus, hallowed be thy name. Hus, knicht.
Wait a second.
Oh yeah, man, this is good summer music right here.
It really is. Yeah.
Brian, tell me who that was again, so I can go track it down and hear more of it.
Damn right. It's the Will Gregory Moog Ensemble, and that was a song called Buoyancy Theory. The whole album is really, really good. Great stuff to just put on the background while you're doing something else and have a really chill time doing it. It's chill. It's down tempo chill.
I like that stuff a lot.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I'll bet I'll go and find them and go, oh, I guess I have heard them and I just forgot about their name or whatever. But
Goldfrapp, yeah. You have. And I want to say if it's who I'm thinking of, they did an album with Robin, R-O-B-Y-N, the I think she's Swedish. I'm pretty sure she's Swedish.
The one that people collab with her all the time. She's amazing.
Yes, she is really, really good. And I think Goldfrapp did an album with her.
Oh, she's so good, dude.
Yeah.
Now you're making. I know what my playlist is today.
Oh, you know who I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of Royksop.
Oh,
not.
Who am I thinking of? Because maybe it's the same person. There's a lady. There's a girl. There's a woman who gets collabed all the time with different electronic acts.
Yeah,
and she's extremely. You hear it and you immediately know. Oh, that's that voice again, and it's perfect for this EDM stuff. It's like I don't know why, but she has the perfect voice for it.
That could be. It could be Alison Goldfrapp, who's the other member of Goldfrapp. Or it could be Susan Sondfer, I think is her name. I might be getting the wrong first name.
I have to look it up. I do love that stuff, though.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what else I love. I love this stuff right here.
And now, welcome Steven to the show. He's a huge freaking nerd.
Dollar bills, y'all.
He is a huge freaking nerd. Steven, welcome to the program. How the heck are you, man?
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Brian. I am doing fine.
Oh,
good morning.
Well, good. We're doing finer because you're here.
That's right.
Oh, thank you.
You make every Monday better.
That's right. How was your? You guys hot there now? It's probably hot.
It was 103 yesterday. I think it's supposed to be 106 with the heat index of 110 today.
Okay.
So we're under a heat advisory until tomorrow sometime.
Yeah, I get that. I get the excessive heat warning a lot now. Last couple of days. Let's see if we have one today. Yeah, excessive heat warning. These conditions are expected to last until 11 p.m. Jeez Louises. All right. Well,
wow.
Get out the we call it the redneck pool, the little foot pool, and get some water in there. Put your feet in there, and while away the hours like a redneck. Hey, Steven, it's good to have you here. Let's talk about some major spoiler stuff. I feel like it's been too long. And we'll start with me having my notes in front of me. Oh, yeah, let's talk about this Blade movie. I'm convinced more and more time goes on, I am convinced we're just not going to get the damn thing.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Word came out last week that Jan Demange, I guess is how you say the person's name, has dropped out as the director of the Blade movie. This is the second time they've lost a director. I think it's like the third writing group that they've had on here.
Yeah,
and my understanding is that who's playing Blade, Mahershala Ali, is getting more and more frustrated because he wants to be in the movie and get the movie done, but there's no movement on this thing. And Marvel at this point has not yet moved the release date for the movie. So who knows what's going on? I have a feeling it's going to quietly go away, just like Victor Timely did.
That's what I was going to ask. Is if we have another MCU movie, or even I don't know. I guess we have DC projects like this because they canceled Batgirl and.
Yeah, the Batgirl thing is a good example of it.
They didn't really cancel Batgirl as much as they set it on fire so they could take it down.
Oh, that's true.
So that's a little bit different.
That's true. You get anywhere near some Zaslav business, and
it's total Zaslav.
Steven
has claws come out like Wolverine when that guy gets mentioned. You do not like that man.
I do not like him at all.
I mean, for a while we were going to get a Squirrel Girl cartoon. There was going to be a few things that were going to be on. That were going to come out around the time that Patton Oswalt MODOK thing came out, and one of them was going to be like a Squirrel Girl cartoon. There was going to be another one that was a Damage Control, I think, or some offset group, and so obviously nothing that has been in the works as long as Blade seems to have been, because don't forget we got a tease for Blade in Eternals with the what's his face, Jon Snow, who was going to be our Black Knight, and found Blade's blade.
Yeah, his katana. That's right.
Yeah.
So when and if they get this done, I just can't imagine. You think it's a holdup because that thing has to be rated R, and they're still they're new to that water?
That is some of the things that people are saying is they're like, oh no, Marvel is owned by Disney, so therefore we have to keep everything PG-13 at the most, and we can't have something that's going to have beheadings and blood and all that stuff because it'll get an R rating, and that's not good for our image. And it's at this point, I think that honestly, I don't think the rating system means as much today as it used to. Certainly, if Blade comes out and it had a PG rating, it's full of blood and guts and violence, parents are going to, raise, or certain groups of parents are going to go absolute crazy on this.
Yeah.
But I think another group of people are just like, no, this is not that big of a deal anymore. And the fact that the ratings board is not consistent in how they rate things is also another big tell.
Well, if they're worried about that, I got bad news for them about Deadpool 3. I mean, what are they?
I think that's what they're waiting on, right?
Yeah. What do they freaking expect? It's going to be, I guess, you know what? That's maybe a big trick here. If that thing comes out, does really well as expected, and is now under the Disney umbrella, part of the MCU proper, blah, 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 all that stuff. Maybe that opens the gates to finally figuring out what the frick you're going to do with Blade.
And they need to start with saying, what is this movie? Is it going to be, because it shouldn't be, all right, yeah, it's going to be an origin story, which Marvel has been so great about churning out lately. It needs to be like, all right, well, yeah, we are going to introduce the character Blade, but it needs to be a vampire hunt story or cleaning up the streets story kind of thing, like as opposed to, here's the formula. We introduce a character, and then they get their powers, and then they hate their powers, but then they turn around and really, are glad they have them and use them for good and that sort of thing. It's what made MCU so good in the beginning was you got a heist movie, you got a political thriller that just happened to feature superheroes, a space fantasy. They need to do the same thing. I think they've lost their way a little bit with with things which I think are okay, with things like the Marvels and Eternals and stuff like that doesn't go beyond the introduce a character formula of here's our people, and now they don't like their powers, but now they do, and they're going to use them for good, and they almost lose, but then they come back at the end, kind of thing.
Yeah,
so. You're right, Brian, in that all of these Marvel movies are a something plus superhero movies. It's a World War II movie. It's a space adventure movie, fantasy movie, because that's kind of I think what Blade really needs to lean into is. This is a horror movie that has a person with superpowers, in this case, the Daywalker Blade. So the question is, since they're now looking for a director, who would you guys pick as a director? If we say that this is a horror movie with an R rating, who would you pick to direct this Blade movie?
When we were talking about it last week, I think I said Antoine Fuqua, or a couple weeks ago I said Antoine Fuqua. And I think it would be great, but I think if you're really leaning into the horror and you want some sort of creepy simmering horror, then maybe a Jordan Peele would be a really good choice.
Oh, he's a great. You know what?
Yeah,
I was prepared to come up with an alternative because I was like, well, whatever Brian says will be good, but I'm sure I can think. And no, that's it. He'd be great. He feels like he'd be a fan. He feels like a guy that reads these comics. He's a black director with a very specific black perspective, dude. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Somebody call Jordan Peele. Wake that guy up. I'm sure he's not doing anything.
He's just relaxing right now.
I was going to go with either Mike Flanagan or Scott Dickerson.
Flanagan be okay. A little too cerebral, maybe. Like you're going to need some. You're going to need some action, really hardcore action. You're going to need some choreography. Not that he can't do that, but he's not known for that. So maybe though. I love him.
Yeah, I like that. I like that choice too. Yeah,
he's doing a new.
Scott Dickerson was the other one, so yeah.
He's doing the new. Maybe this guy it's also now a Disney property, whether we like it or not. The new Alien movie director guy. It seems like he's got the chops for stuff like this. He could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Forgot his name though. Well, I mean, we'll see. We need to see how that Alien movie turns out. If Romulus is good, maybe he's the hot new thing. He's already a good horror director. Yeah. I like his other stuff. Well, anyway, we'll see. Right now, it's looking weird. It's looking iffy. What else? Oh, AI controversy with comic book covers. Oh, boy. We knew it was coming, though, didn't we? I felt like it.
Yeah.
It's a matter of time. It depends on how people are using AI, I suppose. But the big thing last week, the solicitations for DC Comics went out, and they have a bunch of variant covers from Francesco Mattina. And another artist, Adi Granov, went online and just called this guy out for totally lifting his art from AI, or at least having it generated a lot by AI, maybe using his own art model or something like that. And of course, nobody is saying anything, but Granov said, here's the reason why I know that this is AI generated art. If you look at Superman's symbol, there's like a little weird double triangle underneath the S where there typically isn't.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, yeah, this is really typical for AI doing this. You know, same way with fingers, same way with thumbs. Apparently Superman's S symbol is also really messed up. And I was like, is this right? So I opened up the good old Midjourney and I started typing things like, person wearing a Superman t-shirt with the Superman logo. And it was doing the logo perfectly. But I also noticed that in the room that it was putting the person, it was putting Superman symbols on the wall, like framed art kind of stuff. And sure enough, boom, right there is the messed up S on this background imagery. So no one has said anything as of yet. But I suspect that this will all come up very soon.
It's also controversial because this is an artist others have accused in the past, even sort of pre-AI, of like maybe even tracing over the top of somebody else's
swiping
stuff and then putting his own finish work on it. So there's that part of this that's controversial. But I think that little thing that happened at the bottom of the S, that's a telltale sign.
Yeah, no kidding.
You don't draw that. You don't draw that on purpose.
No, it's like, well, the S and then a second bottom curve for the S. You know?
Yeah. So somebody's probably used. I mean, the fact that people are going to use it to augment their work or whatever, you see that happening. That's a thing. But it's not going to be any less controversial. There really is no great path forward for the community who follows comic books. They're never going to be okay with this. I don't know when it changes, if it ever does change. I don't think it will. I think there will always be backlash. And as someone who is very critical of art generation in AI, and I'm very critical of it, I think that there are some arguments to be made about use cases, but we're so angry about it, I don't think any of those even get in. I think it's like NFT. You know what it's like? It's like blockchain.
Oh, yeah.
Blockchain has incredible actual technical use cases, but because it gets tied to NFTs and stuff that is stupid and scammy, it's just got a scar. It's got a stigma now. And I think this will always have a stigma, and there's probably just no way around it. And we should just draw and make, if you're going to be a paid artist, do art and don't use AI. How about that?
I think when it comes to AI, the graph of the uncanny valley where acceptable, all of a sudden creepy and unacceptable, and then it bounces back up and it's totally fine. I think that's the same way that happens with AI where, whatever you're doing in your graphics application that employs artificial intelligence to help you remove noise or something, that's totally acceptable. But then when you get into something like this, totally unacceptable. But then when you get into, talking to your voice assistant and saying, hey, can you add this to my list? Or can you do these kinds of things? Then it becomes totally acceptable again. So we're in that weird, a lot of the art stuff I think falls into that graph that you would typically see on an uncanny valley, but for acceptable AI art.
I had a funny interaction with a guy on the app called Vero. It's like an artist app. Kind of competes with like Instagram and more artist or more visually centric social networks. And they have a mix of AI and non-AI on there and stuff. And I put up a comic this week that makes fun of it, sort of. It's basically a guy who, I'll just read it to you. It says, I put 2 lines of text into a complex system of servers and machine learning and came out with this drawing of a horse. I'm a professional artist, he says in the final frame. And obviously it's poking fun at people who think they're artists when they just are putting text prompts in. But here's my point. I put this up on there, and I had a guy accuse me of AI generating the art I did for this.
Was he being serious or was he just like,
I can't tell for sure.
trolling?
I don't know. And it's entirely possible he was trolling. Yeah. So it's totally possible he was trolling and having a laugh. He seemed as serious as I can take it. But it just goes to show, regardless, like there's no navigating this without people being wackadoo. It's just
yeah, for sure. Maybe he's AI. Maybe he's a bot.
Yeah, maybe he is. Maybe he was generated by
Could be
a robot. Anyway, yeah, we'll see how that all pans out. Steven, is there anything going on at Major Spoilers that you're like, man, people should be tuning in for what I'm saying?
Again, people need to be checking out our Critical Hit podcast. We're punching Nazis in the face and punching Cthulhu monsters in the face. And maybe this, in the next couple of weeks, maybe those monsters and bad guys punch back on our party and maybe they won't survive.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe they won't.
Have to tune in and find out. In the meantime, because it is so hot all across the country, drink plenty of water and stay hydrated.
That has never been better advice than it is today. Thank you for that.
So true. So true.
Especially for the East Coast. I worry about those people.
Big thanks to Mrs. Cooch, Cooch's wife, Liz, who bought me 2 giant bottles of Dasani. And I've still got one of them here. I hold it all the way from Harrah's over here because it's like, nope, I need water here too. So
why is Cooch called Cooch? Does he have an origin for that?
Yep, his last name is Cucinata.
Oh, well, that's perfect then. That's great.
Yes, exactly. They're from that area of Philly where you get a nickname when you're 5, and that nickname carries through all the way up until you're 63.
Yeah.
Which he is turning. Happy birthday, Cooch! It's his birthday today. So
congratulations.
He and CB are currently flying home, and Liz, CB back to Denver, and Cooch and Liz back to Jersey.
They do sound like a nickname in an 80s, like a John Hughes movie.
Yes, right. Or like Sandlot.
Yeah.
Hey, Cooch, go get the ball from over the other side of that fence with the beast.
Totally. Yeah. I love that. That's really great. All right. One quick thing before we get out of here on the EV Kia tip from a listener.
Yeah.
This is from Andrew. He wrote in and says, hi, I was listening to the EV talk on TMS, and I recently bought a Kia Nitro EV. I thought I would pass on my lesson learned, so you'd better be informed. What'd I say?
Nitro. Nero.
How did I get a T in there?
I don't know, but it'd be really cool. Nitro EV.
I know the answer to it. If you see me do this a lot, like what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
So when I got my cataract surgeries in 2014 or whatever, one of the things the doctor said is you're going to get cellular growth in weird places inside there because it thinks it needs to keep regrowing what we take out. When that happens, sometimes that stuff will grow and then slough off, and it will be like looking through a blanket. So right now, I have a big-ass floater that will go away. They always do. I've had this 3 or 4 times. But right now, certain text will jump out at me wrong. And so I'm just warning everybody, I'm going to see Nitro sometimes. Okay? All right. Anyway, he says he bought a Kia Niro EV, and he thought I would pass on the lesson learned so you are better informed than I was, and maybe don't make my mistake. It says, I really like my Kia Niro EV, so this isn't me saying don't buy one. But when I bought it in December, the salesman suggested I might want to wait as he had something better coming. Ooh. Let's see. I thought he was just trying to upsell me as no one trusts a car salesman, but it seems it seems I was talking to the only honest one in the world. Kia just released the Kia EV5 here in New Zealand. I should have mentioned he's in New Zealand, which is a slightly bigger than the Niro. All right.
Okay.
Longer range, faster charging, and lots more features. It's the smaller brother to the EV9.
Wow.
So don't feel my instant buyer's regret, and don't just look at what's available now, but maybe what's coming soon. Love the Kia though, Andrew. So yeah, I guess at any given time there's something better coming, and that's always true of any car except these are bigger jumps, right?
Yes, right. Yeah, and Kia's got their whole their EV line, right? The EV6 is their sedan, but that thing is gorgeous. That was the #1 rated EV a couple of years ago with Consumer Reports, and so it was on my list.
Yeah.
The EV5, I'm looking at it right now, and this is sexy as hell. And the only problem I had with the Niro is that I thought it might be too small. So, it looks like a high contender for me of this is one I'm going to be looking at is the EV5.
And sometimes these aren't the same as they get internationally, so I assume this is the same car, the 2025 EV5, right?
Yeah. Well, and see, here's the thing. I'm on Kia.com, Oh, it does say kia.com/au. I was gonna say I'm not on I'm not on kia.au, but I guess I am on kia.com/au/cars/EV5. So yeah, who knows if I can't imagine they won't try and introduce the EV5 into the US if it does well, but that looks like exactly the right size of things. It's like size of the Soul, but EV.
Do you have to convert your house to have a 220 or whatever the outlet is you need for a charge?
Certain dealerships will include or use it as an incentive to pay for installation of it's almost like getting an electrical outlet installed for a washer dryer, because those need the 220 volts things. So potentially yes. But there's also an option, and we have solar, so it'd be great to like power my car with the sun before it sends all my extra solar energy to the grid. We also have a Kohl's a block away. We have a Walgreens a block away, so I could always go and just park there for an hour, walk home, and then walk back up, pick up my car, and drive it back home, and I've got a fully charged car. But I think I'd have to pay for that. But
they pay. I don't know how those work. I assume you pay, right?
Yeah, you pay. Yeah.
They just work like a gas pump.
Almost like a gas pump, but I think it costs a lot less than gas.
Yeah.
For filling a quote unquote energy tank, a battery. I think is less than the cost of filling your car with gas, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious about this one, so we appreciate the heads up. I didn't know this was in the works either. I had no idea.
I like this a lot.
If you want to be like Andrew and give us good advice, you can send an email in. That's what he did. That email address is themorningstream@gmail.com. You can also text us at 801-471-0462. And if you're looking for anything else, you want to submit a song, let's say, something like that.
Yeah.
Go to frogpants.com/TMS, or request rather, not submit a song. Or if you're a band and you have a song.
Or if you're a band and you want to submit a song, hey, totally fine. Maybe you're Daryl Hall and you want to. I
can't hear. There's something wrong. That is so funny. I mean, I don't know what kind of night he was having, but that's what he sounded like.
That's what he sounded like.
That's it. Frogpants.com/TMS. We're done. Brian, let's play a song on our way out the door.
Well, okay. Let me zoom out. I don't know how I got zoomed in on my, oh gosh. Oh no. What? View 100%. Show me 100% again, please. That's so weird. It's still like super big. Huh.
Weird.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm just gonna.
Can you shrink it?
It's weirdness with docs.google.com. And when I scroll, I'm just going to send this to you because it's like so wacky looking.
That's weird.
Let's
that
put
it's
this
doing
in
that
Discord
at all.
so you can see it. Yeah, this is so like our regular thing that I'm looking at our discussion in, like our show notes, totally fine. But look at this business. This is what it looks like when I scroll.
Is this in where are you sending this?
That's in Discord.
Discord. I'm pulling it up. I don't see it yet. Taken.
Really?
Yeah, I still just have the Atari thing.
Oh, and I apparently went into where is this thing? Ambassador Domo posted a link to the EV5 not coming to the US, so I posted it apparently in TMS chatter.
Oh. Well, that's a good place to go. Nothing wrong with that.
Yes, nothing wrong with that. There you go. Now
oh my gosh, dude, that's effed up.
It's really effed up.
What browser are you using? Safari, I assume, or what?
Safari. Yeah, Safari.
Shouldn't be a problem.
It should be. It's okay now, though. All right, here we go. Susan T. wrote in and said, you brought up Keane a few weeks ago, and I wasn't sure you'd ever heard their cover of Queen's Under Pressure. Definitely a favorite. Love the show. Signed Susan T.
Nice.
Yes, and I'm, again, talked about how much of a fan of Keane I am, and that album, Hopes and Fears, so freaking good. These guys recorded this for, I think, the War Child New Musical Express charity project, and it's a fantastic cover of Queen's Under Pressure. We've never played it here on the show before, so let's do it now. Here is Keane and Under Pressure.
That's awesome. We'll be back tomorrow. Brian will still be in Vegas, and we will have a Tuesday edition of the show. So please come back and enjoy your time with us live. And if you're at home going, when do you guys even do that? 9 a.m. Monday through Thursday at frogpants.com/TV. No, frogpants.tv. What's wrong with that?
There you go.
That's it. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. We'll see you then.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Yes. Get more at frogpants.com.
What do you mean they're not there? They were on that bus.
Yeah, they're on that bus.
Yeah. What do you mean?